Welcome to the Culturally Distinct Podcast. This is your boy DJ KO.
K Jack in the building.
TB from the set. What it do, my people?
What's good, everybody? What's good? We are living in this present moment, and we have a couple of things going on in society that we question. Some things that we
things
that we're against, that we agree with. The first topic or subject I want to talk about.
It doesn't have to always be agree or against. There's some indifference.
Yeah.
We live in that state all the time.
But as a people, you want to agree first, right?
Always indifferent. No, not necessarily.
And we're not gonna agree.
Not
you
gonna
ask
always
10
agree.
black people, 10 different things. You're gonna get 10 different topics.
Right. But it's okay.
Yeah.
Indifference
Agree
means growth.
to disagree.
Some people to be agree can be stagnant. To disagree all the time, stagnation. But indifference help you work. Character building. You need that sometimes.
Agree to disagree. I feel you. So, for those who watch television, there was a rendition of "Fight the Power" by Chuck D, Black Thought, and Nas.
BET Awards, right?
BET Awards.
Dope.
It
Shout
happened
out to BET.
last week, last Sunday, I believe, last Sunday. And the original version of that song came out in 1989, right? And we're in 2020, and we still saying "Fight the Power." So, what you guys think about that? Are we still trying to fight the power, attempting to fight the power? What are we doing?
We fighting for something.
And what is that?
I think
Shit,
we
you
still
tell
need
me.
to identify exactly what the power is we fighting.
Me personally, I think fighting the power is a broadcasting a public display, protest through lyrics, but through actions, I don't think anything is taking place.
Well, hip hop always led the force. When it was created, hip hop was our voice. It changed. These young brothers today, they can give a damn about, what's really going on. But shout out to some of these new artists like Lil Baby and stuff like that. They trying to speak more for the culture and the generation. But when we say fight the power, man, I think we fighting something that we really can't see. So therefore, we putting our energy in the wrong places and the wrong strategies to overcome what we lacking. And for one, lacking is organization, unity within our people. So
I agree.
I don't think we need to say we fighting the power because the power that we fighting is 400 years ahead of us. We need to start finding things inside our culture to change the mindset so we can get on one page.
I agree. Everybody sees a different power, and everybody puts a different source. Everybody has a different source of power, different drive. So everybody's power is different. It could be economic, it could be social, it could be cultural. It can just be
What's
an
important
internal
to
thing,
you.
What's important to you? It can be a family thing. It can be, all of that is relative. But again, like I said last time, our community and our culture, our people as a whole, we still have a lot of work to do to heal inside out. And
It's been 400 years, though. It's like it's been 400 years. So
it's been 400 years since we've been oppressed by someone else, but we still steadily oppress ourselves daily. So that's work that has to be done.
Facts.
There's no other great help. There's no greater hate than self-hate. Not that we all hate ourselves, but we are very detrimental to ourselves in so many ways. Speaking of the BET Award, Marisol, I can't think of her last name, little girl from Blackish.
Okay. Yeah.
Diane. She came back, what they say is a clap back, because if
The hair thing?
had something to say about her hair.
Her hair?
They
I heard
said
about
she
that.
had veneers, so she put on this little spoof to be so broken up about it. And by the time she ended, she was just crying, pretending to cry and be so distraught. And she blew her nose with $100 bill to let you know how unbothered she was. And she was like, "We're in the pandemic and like social welfare, and y'all worried about what my hair and my teeth look like." She took her Invisaligns out to show you she did not have veneers, and she pulled on her hair and was like, "This is not my granny's wig." But I said that to say, as horrible as Kelly Clarkson, Taylor Swift, whoever may look on the red carpet or wherever, publicly, you cannot go to Twitter and these places and see other cultures publicly tear down each other. And I know that's a simple, minor thing.
Yeah, but it's important.
Right, and that's power. You see what I'm saying? That's what's important to these people. Poor Pam Oliver before a Dallas game on Fox.
But she did that, that's another story.
They give Pam the business behind what her hair looks like. Not the fact that you have this single one African American female that covers every Dallas game just about no matter where it is. She's and she's been there for years. We're gonna negate that fact because her wig tore up.
Right.
Well, she's a representation of the people.
Of who?
The black people.
Okay.
And the black women, especially.
No, but why does her hair have to matter?
Because she's showing the world, or the sports world, that this is how black women interact, or how they.
It has nothing to do with her
That's
hair.
how they looking at.
Who she trying to impress though?
No, she's not trying to impress.
Who she shouldn't
not.
try to
She's
impress,
doing her
because
job.
the thing is they respect us so much and we don't respect ourselves, man.
Correct.
Like they know we're beautiful people, bro. That's what gets
They
me
want
frustrated
our
with.
culture.
Yeah,
They
that's what
want the
gets me
dreads.
frustrated with black people. We don't know that we beautiful as fuck, and we want to change to be something that they want to be, man. It's frustrating to me.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating. Sometimes
'Cause
I
they
just
want
look at my
everything
skin and
about
say,
us
bruh,
but the
this
struggle.
shit is amazing. But a lot of people don't. They trying to change everything, man. And this
Everybody
shit is
don't see it.
disgusting.
Well, I think this is what I think. You know what I think?
What you think?
I think that
You're gonna tell us, unfortunately.
I'm going. I got to. Because you know what? I'm of that class. You got to show me versus telling me, right?
Oh, you from Missouri?
Right. So not that state, from that different class. So now, all of us as black people, we have these complaints, we have these arguments, we have all this stuff that we want to get done,
Agreed.
but we don't want to put the work in, or we don't know how to put the work in. So I'm all about solution and putting the work together, organizing something to get this solution taking place.
Well,
But
let's
what is
start-
the solution
yeah,
you're
let's
working
start with your
towards? We need to
constraints.
start with what it is we're working towards.
Okay.
And we're going to that'll be our next segue into this, because I asked the question. I saw the other day that Ice Cube, I don't know if it's satire, I don't know if it's real. I got caught up in trying to understand the whole premise. But either way, Ice
What
Cube
Cube
has
did?
joined the force with P. Diddy, Sean Combs.
Okay.
Shout out to Q. Shout out to Diddy. Okay.
Charlemagne the Great, the God.
Shout out to Charlemagne.
Whatever this force is, so say, quote unquote, holding the black vote hostage until we get a black agenda. Nobody can tell me what the black agenda is. And maybe the people I'm asking are too low level. Maybe I don't know. They're not up. I don't know. But even with all the woke people I know and people with their own agenda, no one can tell me what this black agenda is that my
No
vote
such
is
thing as a
trying
black
to be
agenda.
held. Well, there is, obviously.
No, it's not.
If you have these powerful, influential people telling the influenced,
Okay.
don't vote for Joe Biden until you get
An agenda.
an agenda. Well, they say, the lesser of two evils, just don't vote for evil. Well, that's how Donald Trump got in the office. He got the electoral votes.
We didn't go
because
vote.
still to this day, June 30th, 2020, the narcissistic orange man is still fighting to somebody to tell him 3 years ago, 4 years ago, how many years ago it was, I can't keep up. He still wants somebody to acknowledge he got the popular vote that he did not get. But
Thanks.
that same thing will happen again. Well, I don't know,
Yes.
he's made a couple of people mad now, but he may not get his electoral
He's gonna win again.
votes. No, he's not.
But we're not going to talk about the voting, but as far as the
that's
black
a whole
agenda.
nother issue. But I need to know what the black agenda is.
I don't
need
think it's-
someone to tell me what it is.
Well, we don't have one, first and foremost, because like you alluded to, you got these people that make millions of dollars that have their own agendas, that really don't speak to the voice of the poor agenda, so it's that gap between us. And also, I always said we don't have a leadership that we trust. We don't have one person that gonna say something that everybody black gonna stop what they doing, listen, and they gonna move. You got Minister Farrakhan, shout out to Farrakhan, great brother. You got people like Killer Mike. You got people like RZA. You got people like, give me some more names that
Out of
influential people.
everybody,
Out of
you
everybody
name
out
the
there.
one because I'm gonna always be that. Yeah, why? What else? What's the end game? I'm gonna think, but that's what I do. So I'm going to do that.
Yeah. So my point
I'm a
with that is,
psychotherapist, so that's what I do. But my thing to say is, out of all those people you name, who was giving me a most concrete, clear explanation that has something
What we trying to
substance
do.
that I could say I could follow, I would go with Killer Mike. Out of everybody,
Okay.
He gives the most substance. He gives
Do
an
you
explanation.
think because he gives it to you in a way where it's simplified, you can understand? Because sometimes if
That's
you
the way
when I
people
listen to
read
when I listen to Mr. Farrakhan, I understand it, but I know maybe everybody. I'm a majority type person. So if everyone don't understand it, that means
You need it in
I
layman's
need help.
terms.
I need everybody to understand that. Killer Mike, I love that brother because he does say it in a way. He's unapologetic and he knows what he's talking about. So he understands that you're not gonna get these young brothers that still sagging their pants and listen to trap to kind of move like us, people that may be well astute. You dig? But at the same time, I say that to say we have to have some type of leadership committee to help us
to rally the people.
to rally
organize,
the people. We
to
don't have
organize.
nobody we trust and we can say, okay, give me $100 a month. This is going towards that. We don't have that right now, and it starts with bread.
No, what you're saying, what you guys are saying is 100% true.
Mm-hmm.
One, all people is not going to vote for one thing. That's one. It
Absolutely.
could be all white, black, green, blue.
Absolutely.
Also, all black people are not. They don't give a damn about black people. We need to get that true.
So
There's
now-
still some house Negroes out
Because
here.
the biggest thing now, you have some. Don't get me wrong. You do have racism, of course. You have that. But the biggest thing now is class.
Mm-hmm.
Classism, right? You got to be in a certain class of certain people to listen. If you're poor, dirt poor, and you're coming from a certain side of town, this person is of something. They're not going to listen to you, no matter what, if he's speaking truth or not. Killer Mike. One thing about Killer Mike, I like him, but he's speaking about things that's going on in his community in Atlanta, Georgia, where he grew up at, and that's where he specified what he's focused on. It's a world thing. It's a world epidemic. But he's specifying right there in Atlanta, Georgia, where he went to school at, where he went to college, where he went to high school. He focuses on what's going on in his community. Hats off to that brother. Now, for as a universal thing, going back to what K. Jack said about the black agenda, I don't think it's a black agenda because, one, they've been trying to say that for the last 4 presidents. Mm-hmm. Right? What's the black agenda? LGBTQIA came in with an agenda, and they had 4 or 5 different pieces of law signed off with them because they came together for a certain.
Master,
So
go get him there.
what do
Hey.
you think for as a people? How are we going to gain that access back for us with our power
We
and
have
for our
to do it within
superiority?
ourselves.
With the generational wealth.
You think well we don't have generational wealth before
We're
as
not building it.
taking. How can we build a generational wealth, health, and we're going to talk about reparations later, but generational wealth and health.
You have to change
that's-
your mindset. You
that's-
have to have the mindset of building this brand. What are you going to do later? There's a gentleman who does business building here in Houston for a lot of celebrities, a lot of stars. And he says by the time the child gets to high school, but of course my husband and I talk and we think it should happen before then.
Mhm.
But his mindset is of you building a business by the time your child is in 9th grade, building an LLC, whatever it is. You pay this child from there. So they're earning money. It's their company. They're used to getting paid. It's a process. It puts them in a mindset. It can be a vending machine in a gas station, in a high school.
Rich dad, poor dad.
Right. So
That
it's just
mindset.
it's that thing of building that. So that's where they came from. So like I said, when I talk about it in the leaks, I don't feel bad. I come from a family of building wealth. My grandmother, where I'm from in Monroe, you couldn't go many places and not say Virgin Hamilton and somebody not be like, oh, that's your grandma. My grandma didn't play about her paper. People would come in her house to sell her insurance, and she taught the insurance man things he did not know. You see what I'm saying? So she was quick with it. She had real estate. She had land. We still have houses. So it's like you have to think beyond you. Yeah, I'm fine right now. I got my bags. I got my jewelry. But my mindset now is taking care of King Case and what's to come behind.
What can you
Case.
pass down?
What brands do you have? Because there you go. Y'all just, look at how y'all segue me into that thing. So you know how you say
Teamwork made the dream work.
That is. So you talk about the oppressor, and I'm like, how do you know? She come from money. Says who? Did you look it up? How you know? Because she just does because she white. That's how I need them to feel when Kason walk in the room. Oh, that's Kason Jackson. He come from money. That's what I want my child to have. You don't have to know what money. He can be broke as the next man, but I need you to feel that presence because that gives, as y'all just showed, that make y'all give people certain respect. It's a respect for the hate you have for them, but it's still a respect you gave her by giving her that type.
I gave her energy.
Gave her energy.
That she did not.
Gotta
I don't know if she
protect
deserved
it.
it.
That's
I
a
don't
whole-
know if she
Boy,
deserved
I'm
it.
gonna
Look,
take y'all
you
to
put
church
it-
up
you
in
put it
here.
in the
That's a
atmosphere.
whole nother thing.
But
We
that's
gonna
just
talk
how I
about
do.
energy
You know, I'm
on
an
the
aggressive
Look.
brother from the country
I get it.
streets of
I get
Mississippi.
it. But we gonna teach you how to be lasagna. Stay
Come on with it.
I'ma
Come
take
on
it.
with
What you
I'ma
think about
take it.
generational wealth? What you think about
John Stewart, he was on the Breakfast Club,
Mm-hmm.
and he stated that while we was fighting for equality, our people, white people, was building equity.
it? Mm-hmm.
For one reason, they had a head start on businesses, and when our people tried to grow businesses and
They would
communities,
stop.
they went and burnt the shit down.
Right.
You know, so we always
Facts.
was behind, but unlearn and relearn. I talk to partners all the time, man. Read some shit you never read before. Read about our people. Read about Martin Luther King. We always say Martin Luther King, Malcolm X,
Something outside
Huey
of
P.
Twitter.
Newton, Marcus Garvey. But read about history and what we came from, because not only that kills the mindset, but that recreates the mindset that you want to live up to a standard. You motivated. I get tired of shit sometimes. But in my family, on my mom's side of the family, generational wealth and everything wasn't taught. Go to school,
Correct.
get a degree, go get a $50,000 job.
And
You
work.
straight.
Yeah.
Daddy side, physical therapists, doctors, different things like that. So it was taught. I saw two sides of it. No neck to my mama's side or my daddy family. It is what it is. We all struggling as a whole. But it makes me want to get to that point where I can pass something down to my kids. I can pass something
Right.
down to nieces and nephews and things like that. So we do have to get out of that mindset that we can only fucking dribble a ball, catch a football, rap, do the basic things.
Oh, yeah.
But I think we are elevating, especially shout out to our black women, because y'all most definitely lean this shit and y'all making us stand up and be better men for not only you, but generations.
Shout me out.
So with that,
Sound effects.
about time. God damn, DJ. But I gotta unlearn and relearn, man, and read some shit that makes you uncomfortable, and just go for it. But like you say, going against the things that we learn and giving that respect, we can get that same type of respect, but we gotta boss up. That's how we gonna lead that force. That's what's need to be on our agenda as black people. How we gonna put this bread together? How we gonna get this economy? And how we gonna own some shit in this land that they brought us to?
Right.
The first thing I think about generational wealth, the first thing I think about is kind of piggyback to what you said. In order to change the way of life about an individual, you have to change your mindset.
Right.
That's the first thing. You, no matter how much assets you have, no matter how much money you have to pass down, that kid or those children, they're going to do nothing but sell it. One thing a guy told me a long time ago, you can make $1 million. That's not the goal. The goal is not to try to earn $1 million. The goal is how I'm going to keep this $1 million.
How you gonna always have a million?
And then I'm going to have this $1 million, make $1 million.
You know what's crazy? My daddy has always said, this is hard. My daddy was a school teacher, but my daddy also was a landscaper. My daddy would wake up with a trail on his truck and
It's a
was
hard
cutting
ass
grass.
job, a teacher. These kids.
But my
damn.
daddy was cutting grass in the morning before he went and taught school.
Okay.
Cutting grass in the afternoon. There were times 3-4 days would go by without me seeing my daddy because he was cutting grass. My brothers hated it, but my youngest brother to this day, he cutting grass. He had my nephews cutting grass because it's easy money. It's money.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy part as it is, that's our generational wealth. I made a joke when my brother and my sister-in-law got married. I was like, now you get your lawnmower. I mean, there's no dowry. We don't have no cows, but we got a lawnmower. But I said that to say that you have to change that, just to change the thought process.
The mindset.
You have to
It's
change
all
the
about
mindset.
the mindset.
You have to want it for yourself. You have to want it for your kids. You have to want better to do better.
Is it fear that we
Yes.
don't reach our
Absolutely.
and not even as a people, but
Yes.
individualized?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Everybody's afraid of change. You on your job, somebody come tell you a process is changing. Plan
Well,
is
I think
changing. A directive is changing. You know that feeling that come over your body? Think about it.
About
Being
what?
honest. Anytime
different
you
feelings
get it,
now I have.
No.
Yeah.
Anytime you get
When I'm feeling good, drinking.
What time of the day is it?
What I'm doing.
2:00 a.m. feeling different from 2 p.m.
we know you function in the ungodly hours of the
sir.
night. Anyway.
It ain't time for
but
real.
but just think about when you at your job, you get that all-call email from somebody of authority, and they tell you a new process is coming through. You just learned this way of doing this one.
Right, and it changes.
And 2 days later, when you comfortable, yes, I finally got this shit. I ain't got to ask nobody nothing. They add a new step. What's that feeling that come over you about these?
Yeah, they changing it up on me.
People don't like change, but once you set in your mind the one constant in your life is change, it's different.
Let's talk about that, because it feel like that's what we're struggling with as a people. We're not changing with the times. We're not changing with the times. We were given certain things, and this is what it is. Even with the history, if you tell a black brother your history and shit, what they gonna tell you? Man, you on that black shit.
Right.
What you mean? I'm 365, 24/7 on the black
bills,
shit.
man.
Yeah, absolutely. So how do we get from that point of, okay, we see the system not working for us. We see the system not built for us. We see the Constitution wasn't written for us. We see that the KKK went from being the KKK to the police to killing us. We seeing everything. What's gonna make us change that mindset of we can do this shit alone, opposed to coming together like everybody else did?
One of the things I think, and it goes back to we were together last time, and it's this time, and it came up again, and we keep saying that. And I know everybody can have a separate agenda, because that would be hard to do. But the one thing I keep hearing being said that has always just like struck a nerve with me, when you say we don't have that one person to say or do, why are we waiting on that one person? What is your charge? Like you told us, you have a great idea, you have something you want to do as far as an HBCU initiative. What are you waiting on?
Well,
You
that's
say
our
people
people.
don't want to react, but what are you waiting on?
Oh.
Is it predicated on someone else? But to go back to what we were talking about originally, absolutely 100% is based in fear. A lot of people are afraid to take that step and step out on faith, because that fear comes from several reasons. It's called mortgage. It's called
Absolutely.
house notes,
They
it's
got
called
some
food,
responsibility.
It's called shelter. It's called Maslow's hierarchy. You need food, shelter, clothing. You know what I'm saying? Those things
And you
in
got
themselves
kids.
are enough. Even if you don't, but those things in themselves are enough for you to be fearful. A community just handing it to people.
You ain't with
Because
that.
I know we're gonna do. I know my people, and
Yeah.
I love them
Yeah,
for
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I know me.
You gotta be real.
I already
about yourself.
told you a portion of that money going to bald head hoe shit. We're gonna be clear. I'm okay with that. But I am also prepared to provide you with these black-owned desserts, this black-owned shirt line,
Okay.
this black-owned toddler sock line. So it's still black-owned.
Is it really black owned?
Because I'm black. It's mine.
If it's really black owned, before we give you the money, you don't gave your money to 9 different other races, and they touching
No,
that
I
money.
can find
Is it
some
really
black
black
people
owned
that's
from
got
1
a-
to 10?
That's got a distribution company.
Is
I
it,
can find it.
you know, without
I
the
can find it.
infrastructure, is it really black owned?
I mean, but you can't get away from that, because I already told you the Jews and the gays run everything. SpongeBob
You
is
did
not
say that.
gay.
You
so
live by
let
that.
that sink in. SpongeBob is not gay, so you let that shit sink in.
You
Get
said
your life
SpongeBob is
together.
gay?
SpongeBob came out during Pride Month. Get your
What?
life together. So I'm gonna let
SpongeBob.
that sink in. So that's a
Got
whole
the holes
other
in
topic.
it.
And I ain't judging SpongeBob, but you have to think about is what it is. Supply and demand. Is this my supply, but your demand is coming through me? I'm still black. My product is black. Now, the cream cheese I use to make my banana pudding, no, I don't know a black person making cream cheese. If I find a recipe to make my cream cheese from scratch, I would do that for you, Brother TB. But right now, Philadelphia is going to be the one that's going to provide your cream cheese.
Right on.
And I'm sure he is white, and I'm okay with that.
My last question for the evening. Bill Gates is encouraging every black person or person of color to go ahead and get this vaccine.
I don't get a flu
Will
shot.
you guys be getting the vaccine?
No.
I know we saying no, but in the climate, if you studying New World Order, you studying things that they had in place, I don't think it's gonna be a choice. I don't think
This
they
is
gonna.
not the Passover. It's going to be a choice.
Okay. I
So,
hear you
so
talking.
elaborate on that. So what you mean by that?
I don't think it's gonna be a choice, because right now with the COVID-19, it's creating more fear than it is creating protection. And
Okay.
I say this because they tell you to put the mask on, they tell you to wash your hands, but they don't tell you need to go exercise. They don't tell you need your sea moss and your black seed oil and your fruits and your vegetables.
Okay.
They're not telling you the things that you really need
For your body to advance
You dig that?
vitamin D or vitamin C.
You dig that?
I'm gonna use your own words.
Come on with it. We're not against each other, Queen.
We're not. I'm gonna take a page out of your book. for a
Okay,
second.
okay, you can have that page.
So you said it's gonna be New World Order, that we're not gonna have a choice
Yep.
to force upon.
Well, let me take that back. Certain people not.
Ain't no do-overs. Hold on.
Too late, right?
Reverse.
Bill Gates gonna come out here and make us Negroes get information. You're gonna get this shot, right?
If you want that job,
You ready? Oh,
If
So,
your
whoa,
job-
whoa,
okay.
you
Let me
you
say
getting
something.
you getting ahead of me.
You might say-
getting ahead of me.
okay,
Hold
hey,
on.
that's
So
heavy.
right now, Johnson & Johnson, biggest pharmaceutical,
right on. Shout out to
leading
Johnson
the
Johnson.
charge for getting this vaccine going.
okay. Okay.
Fauci has already said the government is not going to be able to intercede with these private pharmaceutical companies.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
We already have a battle with insurance and Obamacare, affordable health, whatever you want to call it, right? Who finna pay for this mandatory shot that may cost anywhere from
You are.
$350 to $12? No, you can't force me to pay
It's
for
gonna be
that.
public.
No, because
It's like-
okay, if I don't have the money to pay for your said fourth shot, is Bill Gates gonna go pay for it for me to have to get it?
When has America ever said where we gonna get money from?
But my
We've
question
been in
is,
debt forever. When
you avoid. You hear what I'm asking?
No,
is
all right.
Bill Gates going to pay Johnson and Johnson for this shot?
No,
you
no.
said Kyle
So
Fuck
I'm
got
saying.
to get?
So I'm saying what you saying. All right, you saying.
It's not gonna
who's
be
gonna
free.
pay? Who's
Let's
going?
be clear.
Who's gonna fund the vaccine?
Yeah.
For everybody.
For everybody.
And I say the
they don't care
same.
about me enough
The
to
same
get the
way
vaccine, as you say.
we fund the same police that don't police us.
That's
feel
not
me?
the same. That's saving your black life, not taking it. Listen to what you're saying.
That's what I'm
my
saying.
brother.
Saving
So
what?
they're gonna say this.
If they give you the shot, it's so say to save your life. If Johnson and Johnson
Hey,
okay,
I'm not with it.
if this man can sell an EpiPen at $350 and up a pen,
The public is
and
paying
that's
for
what
it.
that's what your insurance that does not cover. This is
Good
out of your
example.
pocket.
Good example.
If you're saying Bill Gates is going to make this shot mandatory, Johnson and Johnson choose to peddle this shot, one vaccine at $1,200 a pop. My insurance company don't cover this. Bill Gates going to pay
No, I
for
said-
it.
Who's saying they trying to save us with the vaccine though?
But you just said they're going to force us to take it.
But that's what I'm saying.
Who gonna pay
I don't think the vaccine
no,
is trying to
don't
save
divert
us.
from my question. Who going to pay for whatever the
I'm about to tell
vaccine
you,
is
it's
for?
a good
Who gonna
example.
pay?
Same people that gave us that $1,200 and they was in debt. trillions of
Absolutely,
dollars.
just
They
like
don't give
that.
a fuck about
And now
that,
look,
where the bread
they-
coming
Not
not
from.
just
gonna pay
that,
for
but
that.
don't we
They're not
have
gonna pay for
don't we have these clinics, these free clinics?
Yeah.
for testing?
Because too many of them dying.
But I'm
They're
saying,
not going to give it to us.
don't we
first.
have
Trust
these
that.
free clinics to where people go getting tested?
No, not that many.
They have a lot of them around the world.
Yeah.
And who is paying for that?
But now it's setting up. You have
The
to
American
pay
people.
The American people. So you paying for it either
But
way
but
or
no,
not.
you are missing my question. You're saying they're gonna force this shot that you have to get.
And what did
I'm
you say?
choosing to make a decision to go get in line and get tested.
All right.
Right.
Who's
Good
gonna
example.
pay for me
Good
to
example.
take this shot?
TB, you said something that was important. What if you need that job and it's mandatory to get that shot?
The job gonna pay
and,
for it.
and
then.
that's how I think they're gonna. I don't trust. The reason I'm talking like
The
this because
job
I don't
is gonna
trust. I
pay
don't.
for
I
it
don't
because
trust
they
the
need-
vaccine.
they need
Absolutely.
your
I don't
labor.
trust the
I'm
vaccine.
not taking
They
it.
don't put syphilis in us and all these.
The
I don't
school
trust it.
cannot control lice and the flu. They can't control the flu. There's a flu shot every year. Both of my nephews got the flu shot one year. They got strain A and B in the same year with the vaccine. I'm not taking a vaccine.
Yeah.
You come up with an antibiotic, you come up with a
What if they
steroid.
tell you-
I would take that.
Now,
I'm not taking a vaccine.
K Jack, that's you.
Right.
You're a strong black woman. You think for yourself. But think about all these people they putting this fear in. It's a lot of people ready to get back to normalcy.
Absolutely.
They tired of wearing fucking
But
masks
it's
to the
not
grocery
low
store.
socioeconomic.
So if
it's
you
not all low
so if you come out and
socioeconomic
say, "Hey, take these vaccines. We're vaccinated as a whole. We can get back to normal."
now
Motherfuckers
y'all,
gonna be
now
lining
y'all
up.
changing your point. You went from forced vaccination to
But it is forced
That
vaccination.
is forced vaccination.
All right,
How?
I'm gonna take a step further.
what are you saying? Is
Kids-
short? What
I
is
think it's
forced?
gonna get to the level which you gotta show if you had a TB shot and stuff like that. I think it's gonna get to that
Let me
level.
tell
That's
you,
me.
it's
So
not.
it's like
It's not because your main population of anti-vaxxers of a upper echelon socioeconomic status. They don't vaccinate
What about
their
school?
kids. You're not gonna.
Oh, yeah,
they
they
sign a waiver. You're not
I'm
gonna be able
saying,
to force that upon
what about
them.
school?
They sign a waiver,
And they're gonna say,
They
if
sign a
you
waiver.
don't have this type of vaccination you can't enter
They
into the
do
school.
it. No,
They
you
do it
sign
already,
a
right?
waiver.
They do it.
And that means you can't go into the school.
They still go to school. You sign
don't know.
a
I don't know.
waiver.
I think they gonna build COVID up to a level so
They've
big
already
where
done
all
it.
that shit gonna.
I'm telling you, it'd be mandatory.
Done
Different.
that. They've already
It's
done
they
that.
gonna say it's something different.
We're
I don't know.
already
We don't
here.
know.
bro.
We don't know.
We're
This is-
already here. You're on the
Shout
verge.
out to y'all government. I'm not saying
You
none
on
of
the
this. I
verge
love
of shutting
you.
the country
It's not
down
me.
again. So it's already here. So now what?
Hey.
We don't know. We don't know. We just saying hypotheticals, but it might get to that. It might not. We're just saying, what if it
Are
gets
you
to that?
afraid?
Yes, I'm afraid.
Are you
Because
afraid?
if they're forcing you to put something, that means everybody.
Are you afraid?
Right now, I'm saying I will not take because I don't trust vaccine. But the things they gonna do to tie my hands up, like we were talking about earlier.
What do you think they're going to tie your hands with?
You gotta pay bills. You gotta pay rent. You gotta do all these
Reality.
responsibilities.
That's a
you
reality.
need that bread. So right now, I'm saying no. I wanna. Oh God. I wanna trust in the what it is and the journey and the
You
process.
can't have
But at the
doubt
same
and faith in
time,
the same sentence.
you're right. You
So
exactly
can't-
right, sister.
You can't say God,
Exactly
I love
right.
you, but ain't no but. God don't do multiple choice.
You're exactly right.
It's an essay.
You're exactly right. But
Ain't no but.
let me get back to this. Let me say this but though. I want to say this but. It's gonna make sense.
I don't
to
have
you.
no but.
It's gonna make this sense to you. So to we know the fight against black people, right? We don't have no unity. We don't have no economy. We don't have no bread put aside as a whole.
I do.
As a whole.
Oh.
As a whole.
I'm in the movies though.
Yeah, you special. So my thing is when we don't want to do this, or not even me, because I'm straight, but somebody that's making,
Adam, you wanna
I don't want to put a number on it, but lower income family, poor, whatever it may
Right.
be, and you force that hand with working a job, you got to take this vaccine. They don't have no outlet. They don't have a black committee or somebody they can go to. Hey, I don't want to take this vaccine, but I need this check.
Absolutely.
Are y'all gonna supplement this check that I could get from working this job? We don't have no fucking hope. That's my thing is we don't have nowhere we can say no.
Those people may not be afraid of the vaccine. That's just me and not want to take the vaccine. I'm not saying something's wrong with it.
I don't trust it.
Okay, but that's your choice.
Yeah,
So those people who may want to take it may be people who get a flu shot every year.
that's facts. I don't
Because
take
corona
flu
is
shots.
just a strain of the flu.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's another conspiracy we could talk about. It said
Corona's
everybody
on
that
the back
has
of your lifestyle
that flu
card.
shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Corona has been around.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why
been
it's
around forever.
19.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's another conspiracy.
And that 19
we can talk
is
about.
that 19 heavy.
But we could talk about that in another podcast. As far as that
I
flu
like
strain.
round-
I don't think we need to talk about a conspiracy because
Well,
we
you
don't
know.
want.
No, I don't do
Yeah.
conspiracies.
So guys,
I know it's a plan to the plan.
So guys, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This is your boy DJ KO,
Okay, Jack.
TB.
and we'll be back with more information. You guys be loved, be loved, be loved, and be loved.
Does that make sense? Y'all crazy.
I like that energy. Yes.